So I started to read a little bit more about Nicki, and of course I knew that she was 10 toes down with her brother when he was charged with that sexual assault on a minor. What I didn't really realize was that her husband is also the same. Like her husband can't even go to a school. She had done a
Mm-hmm.
lap dance on a 13-year-old in a show, and she was booed for that. She also has a song with a 16-year-old. She was 27 at the time, where she was talking about taking him behind the bleachers and doing, sexually explicit things to him. Of course, she did a song with Tekashi 6ix9ine, and he is also pled guilty to sexual assault on a child. So in this cancel culture world, how is Nicki dodging this?
I don't think she is, to be honest with you. I just think that she has a fan base that's so huge that they, no matter what, Tekashi 6ix9ine still has a fan base. No matter what, Puffy still has a fan base. There are people out here that still love R. Kelly. He still has a fan base. So I don't think if you have a fan base that is that huge, that is, that follows, that has a swelling, she has a, what do they call them? What do they call her fan base?
Is
What
it
is
the
that?
Barbies?
The Barbies, yeah, the
Is it the
Barbies.
Barb?
And you
Okay.
got some, yes, the Barbs. You
The
got the
Barbs. Okay.
Barbs that follow you, and no matter what you do and look at you and you can do no wrong, you know what? You're never going to be out of style or irrelevant to them. So they will carry you along the way. Now, see, you said
Sure.
in the beginning that you were kind of rocking with Nicki before with the music. And then after a while, the music fell off and you became kind of like, okay, well, I can take her or leave her or whatnot. And then there are other people that just didn't like her from the beginning because they either didn't like her music or they didn't like her attitude. I'm that person who's like, okay, I like her music. I'll listen to some of her music, some of her tracks. I can take some, I can give some back. And then there are parts of me that's like, I just don't like her as a person because I feel like she's
Right.
like a bully and she's kind of mean, even before all these other allegations and other things that kind of came to light. But if you look at the history of what cancelization is about, there has to be a huge majority of people who are in that category who are either somebody who was on the fence, who was swayed by something that happened that pushed them to the other side, or the people that didn't like her and they overwhelmingly take over her fan base. Right now, I think it's still about 50-50. The thing with Nicki Minaj is, yeah, you'll lose endorsement deals. But how many endorsement deals does she have that's really mainstream or whatnot? If you were to cancel Megan Thee Stallion right now, you wouldn't see her on a Planet Fitness ad. You just wouldn't. You wouldn't see Tiger Woods got canceled for a second at one time. He lost a lot of endorsement deals. But you still have a fan base that is still huge enough that will rock with you no matter what, that it doesn't have that big of effect on you. Now, it will hurt you somewhat, but it doesn't have that effect where you will actually be absolutely canceled. Look at the people who've been canceled are the ones who don't have that huge fan base, may have had a big body of work, but most people were on the fence or people who didn't care for them anyway or didn't even know who they were. And now they're overwhelmingly saying basically things about, I will never support this person. They're horrible. They're trash. It took 20 years in R. Kelly going to jail because people heard about those tapes 20 years ago and people knew. And it took, but because he brought out In the Closet volumes 1 through 25, people were still rocking with R. Kelly because the music was relevant, because he had good music or whatever. And people, and I'm not bringing Michael Jackson up, but people still say the same thing about Michael Jackson. So it's hard to say why people get canceled and why other people don't get canceled, whatever. But in my opinion, I just feel like if you got that fan base that rocks with you no matter what was been said outside of your music or your personal life, they don't give a damn about it. But I think she has been, in a sense, canceled. And she's been canceled with me and you for a long period of time. It just kind of just adds to what you already knew about her. And like I said, the music isn't that great for me that I'm going to like rock with her or defend her.